What's up, everybody? What's up, gangsters? Now, this fella screencast by me talk about with him Yumi one good fella interesting topic where Plante man is stap try and blow understand him. Me take him talk me also one IT career talk and by me specifically touch lo topic blow programming versus networking. And this fella screencast can be produced by youtube.com/Caden Code. Isabi look lo screen blue down lo footer. And me, Kenton Milroy, me present them lo behalf lo Caden Code. Suppose you got chance lo watch them some videos where me produce them, please no hesitate lo call lo Caden Code, but me bring him up lo screen blue me. So isabi look channel now. Caden Code and up here. So Caden Code. Suppose you go to youtube.com or youtube.com/user/Caden Code videos by looking several videos me produce lo site lo programming. Though me use language here, JavaScript. Principles lo programming and me basically almost the same across languages. But you got some different and different implementation technique or design pattern lo language as you go from C to C#, Java. Lo one way is lo channel I JavaScript, object oriented programming. You may continue with them video. Me bump into one student or several people several months ago and last week. Lo Skype, sorry, excuse me. Lo Skype and me ask me. And me say wanem now and me difference flow one programmer more one network administrator. Me give him them one while answer small from time and me short, but me basically tell them say programming or one programmer and me deal with them code. And one network administrator and me deal with them all cabling, all modem, all server, more security. Flow 1 or LAN. 1 stands for wide area network. Suppose network must be across 2 cities or 2 towns or several offices where only stop distance, only stop apart lolgera. And 2, you are one office. Suppose you got one network inside the one office where you got printer, every money print you got one printer. Several computers always have a talk to each other. And you got email blue, you got office email, you got shared drive. Then inside the LAN or local area network, then me basically workflow one network administrator. You got full up field flow network massive. And field flow programming and be massive too. Now programming and me deal with them software. Network and me deal with them by me tell them say network. Kind of confusing, but basically mekem me simpler. One network engineer and me deal with them connectivity. Suppose you recall back lo beginning of this year 2014, Olipulum submarine cable come down low from Fiji to Mele Beach. After Olipulum out lo TVL, DTCL, more government network, more several other ISPs where only start provide them data packages or internet equal or citizens port film of Vanuatu. Only connect lo backbone fiber optic cable. Emi totally workflow network engineers or technicians. You got 2 popular role inside lo networking. One network administrator and me set them up, configure them, more support them internal, more external networks, and me develop them all systems, applications, security, and all something all jargon words, all technical words, all sing out them configurations. And also me troubleshoot network performance issues, and me create them or maintain them disaster recovery plan. And then me make them all upgrade, all patches, and me all network terms here when we use them. And also, me recommend them lo post wanem blo wanem application emi stap outdated wanem emi need lo updated wanem emi need lo purchase blo mekem se all users lo network only find comfortability lo office blo kata system administrator though he got some um similarities between network administrator and systems administrator. System administrator, suppose Plante always have an argument about them, but system administrator and me blow install them new software releases. Now software programmers now only produce them, okay, through design, through all methodologies will use them, and basically behind the software you got code where you make them software function, okay. So system administrator and me install them new software releases, system upgrades, and me evaluate them or install them all patches same as network administrator, and me resolve them all software related problems, and me perform them backups too. Now backup and me one very important important activity inside one organization. Blow make them say, suppose you got one disaster, still data where you've been making last week, yesterday, several seconds ago, and me still stop. And yeah, so basically system administrator, and me backup, and me make them recovery, and also and me maintain them all data files, blow all you know cut error inside them, and me ensure them data integrity. You mean him say data blue as it is. Okay, then we use 7. System administrator by for most cases, I mean not necessarily you got one bachelor degree, lo area plo networking. Me basically one network administrator me sabe go through some certifications. Or some Cisco certification where boleh dalam say CCNA after Plante certification inside lo Cisco. After I got CompTIA, after I got Linux certification, I got full up network certifications. So basically, you don't need to you don't need to study 4 years to make networking. I might be wrong, but you have a work inside the one network, you just need to blow some, certifications. Microsoft certification, Microsoft Server certification, virtualization certification, Cisco certification, as we been talent finish, and yeah. So networking and me basically now. But you asking me so wanem now? What about programming? Programming only deal with them coding. Me want to bring him lo attention, believe me. One very important book lo pleasure. Only call him code complete with one software engineer. So most lot programmers here only develop them software. Okay, programmer I mean deal with them code, and code I mean all programming languages. You got full of programming languages. Some only client side programming languages, some only server side programming languages, some only go to that all those fancy words: procedural programming languages, structural programming languages, object oriented programming languages, database languages. So full of languages lo programming. Programming also one very sophisticated field from say discipline blame. No also discipline blow normal engineering or say mechanical engineering, more electrical engineering, more civil engineering. From software to do with them in software intangible. You mean him say you know have touch them. Suppose you start creating one software, you know actually start looking at me form. Okay? Whereas time when you start building bridge, you have a look river, you have a look base flow all post whereby stand up, and you have a look you have looking with them eyes blue, then where you start building bridge. With them software, most low code by you may write them full up 100,000 line of code before you may actually looking something where code here start low produce them. Example, suppose you start developing one database, but you never look data here, you pass equal desktop blue or browser blue unless you write them code application whereby me retrieve him more access him data inside the database more me spit him out or format him out equal browser or one desktop application. So you got one very important book where me want them bring him up low attention blue me me one software engineer named Steve McConnell me write them about me book really sing out them code complete. Suppose you have a look title blame and code complete second edition. Me one massive book me got full of pages but me worthwhile reading it. Suppose you look here low page 3 me say ratio of high level language statement to equivalent to C code. So you got C, C++, Fortran 95, Java, Perl, Smalltalk, SQL, me one database language, Visual Basic. Or languages there, so me describe them too, or language description. Other me one general purpose high level programming language, base low Pascal, assembly language, C, me one general, most low operating system blue me built low C. Most low software too only run low C. C++, suppose you think about game or Xbox game or another desktop game, computer game, only build low C++. From me got good libraries as well. C# me one general object oriented language, more programming environment me built developed by Microsoft, similar to C, C++, and Java. And me also one good fellow language. And you may got Gobol, you may got Fortran, you may got Java. Me familiar small with them Java or me develop them some Android applications, more some Java applications with them Java programming language. Well, Mr. JavaScript me one favorite language for me. Though JavaScript me consider also one cave programming language. Nowadays me widespread me rule of internet. JavaScript me become one object-oriented language. Suppose you start using all framework also Knockout .js, Backbone.js, Angular.js, Durangula.js, Ember.js, and Plante database, NoSQL databases also MongoDB. You may got Perl, one string handling language, PHP, one popular open source scripting language where you interact with them SQL or MySQL. One web programming language. Suppose you want to make them dynamic websites, you want to make them e-commerce websites. PHP one good for the language. Python, YouTube, good for like example one name with Python and me have make them. SQL or SQL, structured query language. One good for the database language as well. So responsible for creating data, update them data, delete them data. Suppose you want them store them full of data. Also financial management system. Somehow you store them data yeah, or vital data yeah, inside the one back end little database. And SQL language now use for retrieve him or query him all data we stop inside. So you got Visual Basic. So suppose you got chance, just read about one summary for code complete. Code complete one good for the book. So you look the place here say cross platform development Java, Perl, Python, and worst language, best language, worst language. So you may got worst language the place here, the column here. Column 2 you may got best language after kind of program. So you may got database manipulation, SQL, and Visual Basic. Worst language, assembly must C. Me disagree. But me step inside low book here, code complete, written by one very world-class software engineer. So yes, you have a download and book here too. Real-time C, C++, assembly, C#, Java, Python, Perl, Visual Basic. Report writing, suppose you want base language for report writing, and COBOL, Perl, or Perl, whatever you sound it. Visual Basic, CQ program, C#, and Java. String manipulation, you use Perl or Python. Web development, C#, Java, JavaScript, PHP, Visual Basic. Suppose you want to make a mathematical calculation, Fortran one good language. Worst language where you have ever by use simple mathematical calculation, assembly. So programming, me start taking up software engineering course le place. For the last few years, me been start making coding, and me find out say me fan from say me have create stuff. So when I'm now one programmer, me make them. One programmer basically me develop application. Suppose you look lo phone blow me. Suppose me have showing phone blow me. All apps we step inside the phone here. One programmer now me make them. All applications we use stop use lo computer play you. One programmer now me make them. Facebook, one programmer now me build him. YouTube programmer now me one application, web application. So one programmer me develop them, me code them. All something where you have use one computer, all applications, softwares. Programmer me make them. Suppose one network administrator me start using one software to administrate network plan. Programmer now or one software developer now me make them. Mr. Yusum one be making one network software and me require lots of people, lots and hundreds of people, and me require millions of to go to that extent, billions. Facebook and me one web application, Facebook company me invest millions to build him, and me have a usable friendly lo Yumi. Microsoft Word. Plante manually build them. Plante software developers. Microsoft Excel. Plante software developers so make them. So software developers me now part of time programming. Some software developers only develop web applications. You got some fancy title is tap inside the software too. So me got programmer. Programmer me have a web programming or desktop programming or database programming. Some lol term here, me also sometimes bali advertise PHP developer. Me name say one programmer. Actually me make scripting or scripting is coding. Anything to do with development blow one software me workflow programmer. Now, me no workflow programmer no more. Me workflow software engineer too, blow me design them. Me workflow one software tester too, blow me test them. Me one workflow business analyst too, blow me ensure as a software yeah, you have a use them. So suppose me strictly tell them say networking versus programming. It depends on what kind of person you are. Suppose you want them deal with them coding, algorithm, programmer, or software engineering, study software engineering. Suppose you want them repair computer, then we knock it, clean them up, connect them computers, and connect them all computers to server, delete them all virus, blah blah blah. Networking. Well. Me talk too much, but me show him me. Emi, suppose me come and tap. Now, this is what programmers only make them. Okay? This is what programmers only make them. Emi JavaScript code when me use them. So emi now code. Okay? Now, lo programming, you got full up. You got all methodology lo programming. work inside mekem software. You got waterfall approach, you got rational unified process, you got agile method, you got scrum, you name them. You got extreme programming or XP, full up methodology plo develop software. After you got full up convention plo develop software too, or some one programmer. Suppose you look, let's say me use some namespace, okay? Me use some singleton pattern, me use some factory pattern, me use some decorator pattern, me use some adapter pattern inside programming. Well, but you tell them say which one is which. It depends on the language you use them. PHP you got design pattern blame, Java you got design pattern blame. Every language. From say me start taking up software engineering and me doing coding too. Me got me talk about more PTM networking. But forgive me, this is how code me look like. Suppose you wanna come on programmer. Okay? This is what you're doing. So you got all code blue inside the now. So you look, you got controller, you got data blue, you got scoring blue, you got view. So I'm name blue file. Now I'm JavaScript language. Now when we close my JavaScript language, you may move you go PHP. PHP language, I'm now PHP language when we use them. And this is how PHP is written. But you look at people, a difference between him more PHP more JavaScript. So this is PHP basically. Okay. We got the model. You got all testing. Now you got soft network testing. Network testing and make sure say wireless you work, internet you got, you have a print, computer you connected. Site programming. Testing, test-driven development, quite different from say actually test them after you start look. You test them all methods. All methods all by me tell them only use interchangeably. Methods of functions. Okay? So suppose you look, me test plumia now. Me one test. Okay? Me PHP language here. Anyway, you better plumi show him lo test lo Java. Okay, yeah. So time when you test them network, you got phone blue or tablet blue or laptop blue. You go press them wireless button. Wireless you come tap connect. Suppose you no connect, talk lo network administrator. What's wrong? Me no say connect lo network. Hem baiga mi configure mo troubleshoot laptop blue and me ensure say you have connect lo network. And you have receive data and send data to and fro from the internet. Me side to test them something, the network. Now, the programming, testing quite different. Testing quite different. Suppose you look me at one class, let's say, Java, right? Java. Now, me got one board, let's say, while using them class or entity. You don't need law, savvy me. Both we want them test them all methods, all functions inside the place. So me got one both test them the place. Now both test here, and me plot test them. Wanem now class here, both by mekem. So this is how you look. You got pick for the difference between programming and network. Network you actually test them something where you start look. Software, you test them something where you no look. So, both here, where me no look yet, me no even try him yet. Low Android phone blow me. But now me must test them. Okay, anyway. So basically, test me now me test. While on network, test me to do with them physical things you look. Sometimes, but you got something where you no look. But most of the time, things where you have a look. Code, until you finish him development blue. Or suppose you start making one waterfall thing or waterfall approach. Until when you finish him now, you have a look one way you start making. But suppose you use him agile, you have a look, more you have a look. So basically, to conclude them, programming, and me deal with them code, networking, and me do with them hardware stuff. By all got a well interest on networking, me got one important YouTube channel where you save call look, ploy help you. Singot them Professor Mesa. You got full up. Suppose you me assure you. Suppose you complete him watch him video pro Professor Mesa. Pa you save one network administrator. From him, got Network Plus courses inside. Thousands of video inside lo channel pro Professor Mesa. You got certification videos. You got security videos. You got Linux plus training videos. You got configuring Windows 7 videos. You got server videos. You got server 2003, server 2008, server 2014. And Professor Mesa, suppose you have a look. I mean, now videos. You got 44 here. You got 121. You got 38, 74. Full of videos. YouTube is one place where you have a call learning full up some programming and also networking. So please no feel hurt. As much as possible, me try and make a Yumi survey from in cut one video lopis lama. Suppose me survey, suppose me write, where we produce one career talk also. Suppose if I got some more comments, please send them me me have perfect explanation me. Suppose me talk high up to mas, post some video, rewind them pa again. Gangsters, next time, continue coding, continue doing networking.